Hello and welcome to Our Take. I'm Wendy.
I'm Lisa. And I'm Tess.
This is where we give you our perspective on how things happen in life, from everything from parenthood, motherhood, being a wife, friend, and everything else in between. So, welcome to the new year. It's a new year, a new you, a new me, a new us. And so, ladies, we're going to talk about today, what are some of the things that we're going to do for the new year? What are some of the things you're going to do? Now, I decided, since everybody knows that resolutions don't work.
Nope. Short term,
they don't work. And so I decided this year, instead of having a resolution, it's all about the new things that I'm going to start to do. Try little things, new things. I'm scared of heights, I'm not going to jump off anything. That's never happening.
We'll see. Maybe by the end of the year we can get her to do it.
Maybe a sky jump.
Never.
We might try that.
Leave that for ex-President Bush. And I'm 3 years old. I'm not doing it. But I did try something today. I got lashes.
Yeah.
So, Lisa and I did lashes for the first time.
I think they look amazing.
So thank you, Tess, for that.
You're so
that's
welcome.
my new thing for the new year. So what's your thing?
My thing is going to be working on relationships. All types of relationships. Relationships with my husband, relationship with my son, relationships in my community, in my business.
Nice.
Just building stronger bonds and stronger relationships with people and being really aware of and conscious of working on that.
I love that, Lisa, because I feel exactly the same way, but I have a question about that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Do you feel that relationships with certain people, it could be anything, it could be your friends, it could be family, it could be anything, that there is a expiration date?
Oh,
Do you feel that
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yes, I do. I think relationships, friendships are seasonal. Can be seasonal.
yes.
There's certain people I think God puts in your life for that season, and we go over the expiration date, and then we go back and we taste it. It's like a sour milk. Like, oh, I should have got rid of that 2 days ago. I don't know.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think relationships are hard though. You have to, if you want it to be fresh, if you want it to continue to be new, you have to continue to work on it. And if it doesn't work, then you have to let it go.
What kind of relationship? Like any relationship? With some relationships you invest a little bit more in. Is it setting boundaries in those relationships, or is it just saying I don't want to? We're just not good anymore.
For me, what I do is the end of the year. I know this may sound a little harsh, but it's kind of like an inventory. I take a little inventory at the end of the year. I reevaluate what relationships look like throughout the year and figure whether I want to bring them into the new year or whether I don't.
Lisa, did I make the cut?
Did we make the cut? Okay, so we're good up until, because I was worried. I thought she was going to say, show's over.
We're done here. Wrap it up here.
You know what? I think that's healthy though. I think what you're doing is actually healthy, because I think even as people of faith that we are, as believers, you need to make sure that when you're walking with somebody in a relationship that is a healthy one, whether it's with your husband, you might have to travail a little bit more than you would others, but you want to make sure that you're in a healthy relationship with whoever it is that you're walking in that relationship with. But what happens if it's your child? Like an adult kid. We don't have adult kids, we all have younger kids.
No, we don't. But my son's 16, so we're getting there.
I think we're evolving.
Yeah,
my children, I have. You all know I have 3 children: a 16-year-old, 13-year-old, and a 5-year-old. So our relationships are constantly evolving.
Yes, and that's the thing. You want your relationships to evolve. So that's a good thing. Now I want to talk about parenting and just what that looks like for the new year. I know for myself, for the new year, I want to invest a little bit more into my daughter, into her spiritual life especially, and see what that looks like. And so we tried this last year. We did good for 2 weeks. 2 good weeks.
Good old resolution. 2 weeks.
Like Monday through Friday, not the weekend, because the weekend's a little, I want to sleep in bed. And we would pray together every night. So I want to, bring that into the new year. Like pray more together as a family, as even opposed to individually. What about you guys?
Sorry. What I want to do is I'm excited that you said that, because that's something that I struggle with my son. So that may be something that I'm going to say, Wendy girlfriend, I need some pointers. How are we going to work on this? And try and bring that more into JP's life. I mean, he sees it from me, so I'm setting the example, but I still think it's something that I need a little.
Yeah, my daughter's 11, so it's easy for you to capture her and get into that moment now to do it. I mean, what do you guys do anything together?
I think that this year, 2017, I let go a little bit. I tend to raise my children with a little bit more of a tighter fist. And this year I would like to develop more independence, having them understand. I mean, my daughter she's 16, she's graduating from high school next year, and I want her to understand everything that we've done for her so far as her schooling, as far as extracurricular activities, all to develop her and develop her independence.
Gotcha.
And that one day she's going to be off on her own.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure she has
That's
those
the
skills.
key, to get them off on their own.
So when do you start the independence?
You know what? In terms of, for me, my daughter's 11 and she's the only child, so she's pretty mature. She's a pretty mature 11-year-old. Last year, about a year and a half ago, we started having her pray on her own. Like, you know what? You take care of this thing with your God on your own, and then we come together once a week to do it. Now I'm gonna be a little more consistent because she's getting a little lazier. I'm getting a little lazier with it. So we're trying to be a little bit more consistent with it. But they do share here, I was looking online and trying to find some tips about how to pray and how to really make your prayer life a good thing. So 5 steps to a better prayer life, and that can go individually or also as a team.
Ooh, roll, Wendy, roll.
So first thing it says, just let the words come out. I think we make prayer so complicated, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Let it be natural.
Let it be
It's just a
natural.
conversation. It's all it is.
And when you're praying with your child and with your team, do not sit there trying to regulate what they say.
Oh no.
Just let them say it, Then the other thing they said was take prayer notes. Have notes before you go and pray so you don't forget.
Like a
you're gonna
journal.
pray.
I journal. I
Have a
journal.
nice
Right,
journal.
right.
Yes,
I've got
journal
to-
as
I've
well.
got to journal.
Absolutely. So you want to do that. The other thing they say is don't lie to God. It makes sense. We try to put these nice little prayer packages together.
Sometimes they lie to us. I mean, that's how it is.
Who lies to us?
The children.
The children. Oh, God lies to us.
No, sister. Wrong child. Wrong child.
Oh my gosh, my God is not a liar. She's the liar. No, okay, I didn't hear that right. Yeah, you're right. You know what it is? They lie to us and they try to be all, because they don't want mom and dad or whoever to hear. But I think individually too, you want to be honest with God and tell him what you're thinking. So,
Absolutely.
So those are our New Year's suggestions that we have for you guys. Thank you so much for coming to our take. Join us next time when we talk more about parenthood and everything that has to do with life. Again, I'm Wendy.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Tess.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.